Wow. It's hot out here. Episode 78. Here we go. Live right now. Oh boy. Get your drinks ready. Here we go. Oh boy. Hold on. It will be working in a second. Hold on, folks. Technical difficulty. 1 second. My camera will be on in a second. Un momento. There we go. And now we're live. There we go. Took me a second there. Hello. Sorry about that, everybody. Hey, Mama. Mama's in the house. What's up? Folks, the reason why my camera wasn't working is I had it on the Zoom setting. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. And, oh, William, I want to talk about that Shriner Circus bit. I'm a fan of the Shriner Circus. Cheers, everybody. Happy Monday. Is it Monday? Yeah, it's Monday. Took me a second. I had an extremely busy day today. I had an extremely busy weekend. We're going to talk about it. I got Joel, Peter, Dan, Amanda, my mama, William, Ruth, who else? Ashworth, Corey, Giuseppe. I mean, there's so many people in here. And I see that the good news is my chat is working. My little eye points. So if you're new to this channel, please, the only thing you can do is hit that subscribe, and that would mean the world to me. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the notify. But if you look, you'll see my robot, the Streamlabs robot, also known as Zalthon. Zalthon is a tyrant, but he also is the moderator and the guy in charge of the games. And the games are back. Thanks to Golfwang Productions. My son, he got it to work again. So the instructions on how to play the in-chat gaming are in the description. Check it out. Oh, boy. All right, here we go. We got a good group in the house. Peter's in the house. What's up, Peter Benedetti? How's the art treating you? I see you're busy, too, all the time, too. I can tell. So today I did 2 different Zooms in a row. And the second Zoom that I did was for the Ronald McDonald House. And when I got the call to do the show, I was like, yes, this is fantastic. I don't volunteer for many things. I got to get paid because I do this full time. It's not a fun thing anymore, but I do volunteer occasionally for things that I like. And I really do like Ronald McDonald House. I'm a big supporter of McDonald's. I like junk food. I'm going to be honest. And I really do like Ronald McDonald. I collect McDonald's junk. Ronald McDonald House is a pretty cool charity. For those of you that don't know what it is, they provide a place for parents to stay near hospitals while their children are being treated. It's kind of awesome. So, you hear a little audio pop. Okay. Not sure why. Let me know if it gets worse or I can't, did I get free chicken nuggets? No, I did not. I wish I did. I can turn it back a bit. Let me know how it is. So I just did that and I'm a little frazzled and there's confetti and playing cards all over the place right now. I finished the show, got this one ready, ran up to the beach, breathed some air, and a whole bunch of my friends. I don't know if they're watching right now. They might actually be watching. Oh, thank you, Dan. I mean, it's fun to do it for that group on Zoom. I run up to the boardwalk, and there are my friends. Oh, you hear the pop. Hold on. Crackly. Let me check something. Test 1, 2. How's that? I don't know if it worked. Might be because I'm really loud. Wow, I wonder what's making my audio pop. Well, the microphone. Test 1, 2. Wow, that's weird. Who knows? Last week, I don't know if you remember this, but I'm interviewing, the live stream. I'm running a direct line too. Listen, last week the feed cut off at the end of my show. I don't know, anybody that was watching, you saw it. I was interviewing my friend. Pew, no feed. It could be that a billion people are using their air conditioners right now, and the power grid is not doing well. You know what? I want you to hear me, so I'm going to go check it. I'm going to go to my channel right now, and I'm going to listen to it because I need to hear what this is. Here we go. Using their air conditioners right now, and the power grid is not doing well. Oh, I hear it. You know what? I want you to hear me. So I'm going to go check it. I don't know what that is. I'm going to be honest. Anywho, if it gets really bad, tell me. So yeah, my friends are partying on the boardwalk now, and when I'm done, that's what I'm going to go do. Speaking of partying, I had a party weekend, but it was productive. I wrote a little essay about it because I was busy. I had shows on the weekend. The stream quality setting. Okay. I can't change that. I need my tech guy to do that. I'm too old and uneducated to do that. So I'm going to do my best. So this weekend, it's partly my story. Was it Saturday? I did a magic show outside in the heat for the end of a race. They had a tent, like a special guests tent with a bunch of entertainers for the people and the families for the race outside in the heat. And I'm wearing a jacket doing card tricks. Way hard. I went through 2 decks of cards in 2 hours. In 1 hour, I'll show you, if you have a pack of cards and they're like that thick, right? When there's heat, hey, my sister's in. Hi, Yvette. My sister's jumping in. Hi. So they swell up like this. They start to get really puffy and swollen from the humidity. So I can only do magic for like an hour with 1 deck. Is it still popping loud? I can't fix it. Let me just check something. Stream. I'm just checking a few things. Stream output. Streaming audio. Bitrate. All right, William, you ready? It's at 4,000 on the bitrate. Does that make any sense? That's what it says. Oh, yeah. That's right, Dan P. You got to party in Rockaway. So I did this gig on Saturday, and then Saturday night, I went out to promote my bikini contest. I got to promote it. It's like the old days. I'm throwing an event at it's not a restaurant anymore. It's a restaurant dinner theater at this point. I mean, it's so many things going on. So let me ask you, William, if I lower it, is it going to stop? Let me see. Yeah, it won't let me click on it. Yeah, I'm sorry, everybody. I'm going to keep going. So on Sunday, I had a party day with Wit, the guy that owns the restaurant that I do these shows at. And again, we're promoting all day. We're handing out flyers. Come to the bikini contest. Come to the bikini contest. And I'll tell you about it in a second because I've never been. I keep reading. I'm sorry. I've never done a bikini contest. I've produced a million burlesque shows and variety shows and side shows and strongman shows, but not a bikini contest. So all new for me. And then Sunday was Gay Pride. And I have a story about that. And at Rockaway, we had an event at our local pool. We have like a fancy hotel with a pool. The local drag queen, Ginger Ladd, who's our premier Rockaway drag queen. She took the mantle fast and quick. Why? Because she's good at it, and she's got a look and an act and the drive to be a front person drag queen. And so she threw her party at the hotel, and it was fantastic. They had the pool, and me and my pals had a cabana at the pool, and there was like the restaurant at the pool, and the drag queens kind of moved around the pool and did the show. It was great. And yeah, it was cool. It was very cool. And then we went to Slipper Room, and I got to do my Slipper Room show. You know what? Why it might be crackling? Could it be because everything's running right now, the air conditioner and everything? I don't know. It could be I'm very curious. See, this is why tech doesn't do well for me. Because I can't creatively visualize all of the problems. I can do it with a theatrical event. I can do it with a magic trick. I can do it with an essay. I can look at it and problem solve how to fix that. I can do it with sculpture. Things that don't need precise measurements, I know how to fix them. When it gets down to a technical thing, like where there's math involved or understanding a machine, I am so far out of it, it's not even funny. Which is why I throw bikini contests and don't make computers. So, I wanted to tell a story about Gay Pride because I've actually been in the New York City Gay Pride event. I got booked to be in a float. Now, let me think of what year this was. It's got to be 98, 99, somewhere in there. And I remember, if I remember correctly, the Grand Marshal was Quentin Crisp. For those of you that don't know who Quentin Crisp is, he is, I don't know. How do you describe Quentin Crisp? He's a very famous gay celebrity, but he's not, he's a character, an archetype. Anyway, look him up. He was the guy in the parade, and he was actually behind us. I was hired to be a go-go boy in the Hedwig float. Now, this is before Hedwig was a movie or a Broadway show. It was an off-Broadway show that was wildly popular and had a cult following. So, it was really like magical. I was booked to be a go-go boy. So all the guys, all right. So first of all the dudes in the float were straight, which is hilarious. I was like, look, this is the imposter float. And we all had little go-go shorts on, no shirt. I think I had my boots on. So I had boots and his shorts on, and I was handing out Hedwig tattoos. So we would ride in a convertible and every now and then jump out and hand out these tattoos. And my other toilet boy, Sean, he was in it too. And now, here's the funny part. In the car, we had Hedwig. And Hedwig was, waving. But here's where it gets crazy. It really wasn't John Cameron Mitchell, the real Hedwig, the guy that invented the whole thing. This is funny. Someone wrote, bikini contests involve math. Kind of does, right? No, I don't have to do the math part. So I'm in the float. And the person playing Hedwig was not the person that normally plays Hedwig. It was a woman. So they had a woman playing the part of a man who had a sex change. It was like, wow, we are the imposter float. This is a fake float. That person's a woman, not a real trans girl in any way, shape, or form. And none of the guys in the float are gay. But I gotta say, I had the most fun. It was like a rock concert. We started off uptown in the float, and as it moved down, I remember we passed the steps of the cathedral, our big fancy New York City Catholic cathedral. And as we were passing, I remember there were people protesting on the steps. Yeah. The God hates fags community, you know, those guys with they were out. And so I remember seeing them and being like, yeah, it was a female impersonator. It was a very complicated, a female impersonator. Yes, that's what it was. And I remember seeing the God hates fags type people. I don't think I keep calling them the GHF. We'll call them the GHFers. The real GHFers weren't there. The just regular religious people that don't like gay people. And whenever people get mad at them, I always remind people that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. It's true. If you read any of the Abrahamic texts, God doesn't like gay people. It says it. So I don't know why people try to hide that or change the story. Just say what it is and move on. I go, yeah, they're doing what they're supposed to do. They hate gay people. Great, move on. They hate you. What are you going to do? Yell at them? Ah! Ah! That doesn't do anything. That makes them hate you more. If you ignore them, after a while, it's insulting. So, yeah, St. Patrick's Cathedral. Lame. That cathedral was built on the backbones of many hurt people. And anybody that doesn't see that, I don't know. I never was a fan of Catholicism, even as a child. But yeah, so when they say they hate gay people, I always remind people, that's what it says. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, why, instead of criticizing them, let's go after the source material. It's just, you know, it's to me logical. Like, criticize them and the source. You know, they're using a source as their doctrine, so let's go after that. So, as you pass the cathedral, and all the dummies are out there protesting, you move down. Oh, yeah. There's all sorts of things they're supposed to do and not supposed to do, and I like how everybody picks and chooses. It's very funny. But after you get past the dum-dums and the religious people that don't like what's going on, you start to get close to the West Village. This is ground zero for all things gay civil rights. It's where the Stonewall happened. These people fought back, and, you know, it's right there. So as you're getting closer, there's, first of all, way more people, and the energy just starts to go up. And when you start to get near Christopher Street and 8th Street downtown, it's full-blown rock concert, and I'll never forget it. It's one of the coolest things in my life. I don't know how big the Pride Parade was this year, but it's really fun and happy, and people just flying their flag and being who they are, however they so choose, and no one cares. You know, everybody's just partying. And I'm the straight guy partying with them all, and I'm having a blast. So, cheers to the West Village, the Gay Pride Parade, and the gay movement. Party on. Yeah. Who cares? I don't care what people do. I champion them. Do what you want to do. And I support it all the way. Yeah. Now, let's talk about... Oh, one other thing before I get into the bikini contest and some certain things. Whenever I get a book recommendation from somebody really smart and somebody who reads books and articles, I take it up. And one of my neighbors is a New York Times writer, Diane Cardwell. Check her out. Diane wrote a book on surfing. In her middle life, she decided to start learning how to surf, and like many others, took over their life, and they decided to move by the beach. And so now she's a neighbor. Her and her boyfriend live right here, and they both recommended. Todd recommended a book. They sent me an article about this book, and I was like, ooh, and I ordered it immediately. Look at this. I can't believe this is cool. Look. It's called The Book of Charlatans. And it was written by a guy named Al-Jabari. I'm just going to call him Al-Jabari because his name is Jamal al-Din al-Haram al-Jabari. Well, the Mermaid Parade, I got to be honest, Amanda, I'm going to get to that. I stopped going to the Mermaid Parade. Too hot. Too many people. And I like it at night. I usually go when it's over and then just party with everybody after the actual parade part. Isn't that weird? So this book is an amazing book. It just came out recently. It's a translation of a book written in the 12th century. And this guy, Al-Jabari, basically wrote a manual about all the cons and swindles and people posing as alchemists and soothsayers and witches. Anybody out there that's into that kind of thing, I highly recommend this. I just started. I'm on I don't know, I'm just a little in here and it's really fascinating. So Ruth, yes, I'm reading your book and this book at the same time. I'm like, ugh, and I love it. I love reading. So one of the stories in this, which just to tease you, it even explains the chemicals they would use to make people look sick so that they could use their miracle powers to heal them. Yeah, it's all in here. The recipes and the weird stuff they would do. And one guy, his act, his shtick, his Carny bit that he would do to make money is he looked like an ape, like a gorilla man, like a monstrous gorilla man. And he would literally, it was like a little mini touring street show. And he would tell the audience that he was ugly because he had a curse put on him and he was trying to raise money to fix the curse. And people would see him and be like, wow, that guy's ugly. And they would give him money. And he had makeup on. Like Lon Chaney style. So, oh yeah, Ruth, I'm chapter 3, chapter 4. I'm not far in. I'm about that. So I can have another. Yeah, I'll get through it. This is Ruth's book. Folks watching right now, Ruth, who's in here, released this book. Look how thick this book is. Folks, this is the book We Are Satanists by Blanche Barton, forward by Peter H. Gilmore, and Ruth edited and published this massive book. I love it. 700 and some pages. Pretty cool. Any book like that, I am on it. And this book here, it's got, the way it's written is it's in Arabic on one side and then the English translation on the other. I already started writing in here. One of the things I'll mention in here is the very beginning does the whole first page is the author praising Allah in a very serious manner. And I think it's because he's dealing with a subject that under the Muslim rules will get you killed. So he does that in this book. He kind of says like, look, there's the real prophet Muhammad and kill the false ones. Let's just get that out of the water. And then he gets into the book. But according to some of the people that wrote about this, the guy might have been a con man himself. Hard to say. Yeah, this is a very neat book. Darla. Yeah, you hear the fireworks? I don't know if you can hear it. Okay, bikini contests. I know nothing about them, and I'm throwing a really large one this week. And I was gonna I've done a little research on other contests, and I did a little reading, but I'm starting from scratch because this bikini contest that I'm doing at Wits End is not like any other one. There's the flyer. And this is different. First of all, how many bathing suit contests have you ever seen that aren't professional? And the prize is $1,000. $1,000 prize. And every time I tell somebody that it's $1,000 prize, you know, they lift their shirt up and go, look at this fat belly, I ain't winning. And I go, stop, pause. First of all, this bikini contest, men and women, same category. There's just one category. It's the anything goes category, okay? You could be a boy or a girl or anybody else. Don't care. And I'm not judging you on how healthy you are. I'm not the judge. There's other judges too. What's this? The Marquis Queens? I don't know that. But okay, I'm judging it on this. Whoever owns it. That's it. Whoever owns it wins. Could be anybody. Could be a grandpa. Could be a grandma. I don't care how you do it. It's basically how you define bikini and how you own it. And also, yeah, that's it. It's very simple. So, here we go. Hot body prep. Well, Amanda, come win this one. Dude, whoever plays a song, gets up there with a cool outfit, struts their stuff, and does something is going to win. And first prize is $1,000. So let's just get that straight. That's a big prize. That's worth a little effort. And I already know there's some people doing some neat stuff. So, the rules of boxing, interesting. So I think what the rules are for this are very simple. Everybody, when they sign up, they write their name. They write where they're from. And then they write the song they would like to strut their stuff to. And I can't guarantee how long that will be. It's up to them and how long, we'll see. Depends how many contestants we have. It could be 8, it could be 10, it could be 20. We'll see. I hope, if we get 30, we're going to have 30 people do their little bit. Now, let's just keep this going. I think we're going to have a cutoff. We'll probably do like 30 or 40. So, aside from that, I will say one thing, and this is funny. Oh, Amanda, definitely come and enter the con. I'm telling you, show up. Everybody, just show up. Get a bikini and show up. It's going to be hilariously fun. I will be wearing a white suit. I'm going to be in the white suit vibe. So here's my experience with the bikini contest. And I have a little story I'm going to tell. And if my mom is watching and my sister's watching, they'll remember this. When I was about 8 or 10 years old, and my mom might be able to figure this out, we used to go every year when I was a little kid to Ocean City, Maryland. And it was my favorite city in the world. It's still one of my favorite cities in the world. I just like the vibe. It's a vacation land. There's mini golf courses everywhere. There's amusement parks. There's a massive boardwalk with junk food and video games. It's awesome. And my sister, who's watching, worked at an old-fashioned hotel from all through high school and college. She worked in this hotel. It was her summer job. And I loved it. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And actually, she lives there now, my sister. I love that town. And so we would go, and, we'd go from anywhere from 3 days to a week, 4 or 5 days. It depended. Every year it was different. Sometimes it was a shorter time, sometimes a little longer, never knew. Now, we were there, and I remember we would hang out at the beach, and then at night, we would just, walk the boardwalk. Get a slice of pizza, maybe play a couple amusement games. I didn't ride rides every day, but maybe once a day I'd ride one ride. The haunted house. My favorite haunted house in the world, and I will do an episode on just that haunted house. It will happen. I want to do a field trip there and film it and interview the owners. Yeah, it's a beautiful place. Anywho, aside from that, we were walking down the boardwalk, and they had a table set up, and it was best body on the beach. And it was a big deal. It was a big, big bikini contest. Hot women, and hot men. You know, really, the men were all like muscle dudes, and the women were all bikini bodied babes, right? 80s style, awesome. And oh yeah, the Santa Maria was the name of the hotel she worked at. It was also the last name of our aunt. We have relatives with that as a last name, which is cool. So I'm like 7 or 8, and they go, "Hey kid, you should enter the kids portion." And I was like, "No, that sounds awful." And then they go, "No, no, no, come here. Look at what you win. If you win, look what you win." And I looked down, and they had on the table like a sheet of paper with like all the stuff you win. And it literally was golf passes to all the mini golf courses, free tickets to all the theme parks, dinner vouchers, free popcorn, free. I mean, it was like gift certificates out the wazoo. It was everything. It was it was Willy Wonka come to life and then some for a kid my age and his family, because everybody would get to use this stuff. So I'm looking there and I'm like, I'll do it. So they signed me up. And I don't remember the day. I don't remember much. But I do remember what happened. And I have a photograph to show it. And I can't believe I have this photograph because it easily could have gotten lost in the shuffle. So I remember standing there, and there was about 25 kids, 20 kids. And we're all like on this like side of this big stage on the beach, and like thousands of people. And I'm looking at these kids, and I'm like, I got this. I win. I didn't even start yet, and I know I'm gonna win. And I'm not kidding. I'm not making this up at all. I knew I was gonna win. I saw nobody's eyes. They didn't have their game eyes on. Everybody's sitting there just like, you know, their parents forced them to sign up maybe, or I don't know, and I'm watching them, and then they started the contest, and the music's playing, and the guy's got a suit and tie on, and he's like, "Come on over, little Jimmy," and the little kid comes out, "Where are you from?" "Ohio." "Great. You have anything to say?" "No." Right? And it was just next, and that's what they were doing. So oh my God, my power just went, the lights went dim. If this feed cuts, I'm sorry. Everybody's got their ACs on right now. So I'm watching these kids, and I'm like, oh, I got this. I got it. And they called me up. And they were like, "Hey, kid, what's your name?" And I'm like, "Adam Cardone from Altoona." And here you go, folks. There's the guy with his tuxedo. I don't know what hotel we were standing in front of. And he asked me if I had anything to say. And you can see in this picture here. So first I made a muscle. And then I went off. I did my best Lou Ferrigno Hulk I could. I did all the body poses, and I did the whole thing. And as I'm doing it, I'm like, I won. I mean, I knew it. It was no joke. It was like clear as day, and I won. I won the whole thing. I mean, I knew it the whole time. It was like not even, Little Miss Brooklyn. Yeah. Oh, it was fixed. But seriously, I just, you know. Yeah. Now, that same gaming technique, and this is why my stories, the title of tonight was, bikini contests and Carny values and Carny wisdom. I mean, right here's a book on the most wise Carny I've ever crossed. I mean, this is right here. Now, let's go back in time to when I was in kindergarten. I mean, I'm little. And I remember in kindergarten, we were told that at Christmas time, our school did a really cool Christmas play. And there's a Polaroid of this somewhere, but it's terrible. You can't see. But anyway, and that Christmas, it was like a Christmas pageant at school. Very secular. It was basically the Santa Claus stuff. Public school. So I didn't know what was going on. It's like, okay, it's a show about Santa and the toys. So how they audition in class the teacher said, okay, everybody, make a circle. Her name was Mrs. Bowser. She said, make a circle. And now everybody, all the little boys, go in and act like cars. So all the little boys go in and they're going, and they're acting like cars. Now, at this point, I had already gamed the audition. And I'll explain. I knew that the cast was going to be Santa, one Santa, and then all the kids were going to be a toy of sorts. There was the cars, the airplanes, the dolls. There was one robot, and then there was, I forget what the other toys were. They would just, and so the show was the toys would do a little act and leave. The toys would do a little act and leave. That's it. So I'm like, all right, what am I going to be? And I decided I want to be the robot. That's clearly the coolest part. There's only one, and it's the cool one. He gets to wear a metal outfit, and yeah. So I was like, I'm going to be the robot. But that's not, how am I going to do this? Well, when she said to go in and act like a car, I didn't do a very good job, because what would happen is she's like, everybody act like a car. And she'd be like, you're a car, you're a car, you're a car. All right, you go hang out with the cars. Everybody back in the circle. Everybody act like an airplane. Right? And you're an airplane, you're an airplane. And I remember being like, trying not to do a good job. And now, Santa Claus. Of course, they picked the fat kid. Not kidding. That's what they did. They're like, you're Santa. The big fat kid became Santa. Nowadays, they'd probably pick the smallest kid and make him look fat, just to be, not actually using the guy's fat. But maybe then fat people would be upset because, well, right now in Hollywood, you can't play a part that you're not actually that. Like, I don't think they would let me play a gay part because I'm not gay anymore. Not anymore. I used to be gay. No, I mean, like, now, yeah, they don't do that, which is kind of weird if you're an actor. I don't get that at all. That's one of those new politically correct things that I don't understand. To me, acting, you should be able to play any part, even if it's not you. So, whatever, fat, skinny. Santa was a fat kid. Now it was robot time. Everybody wanted to be a robot, and I think girls were also involved in this one too. It was like, they definitely had the little girl toys played by little girls. That wouldn't happen anymore either. Robot was everybody. It's like, everybody go in and act like a robot. Well, I remember I waited 1 second because I wanted to see what everybody else was going to do. And everybody else went gay for pay. That was me. I was in the gay pride parade. And I was paid. And everybody was doing this. Right? And they were like, and I literally went in and did my best Shields and Yarnell impersonation I could. I wasn't good at it. I was a little kid, but I definitely did the best Shields and Yarnell a kindergartner could do, and I got picked for that too. And it's all because I gamed it. I've gamed many contests and won them. And it has, I don't know if it's my showmanship. I don't know. I call it gaming. I'll tell another Carny story. Carny wisdom. Using this technique to game the system. It's all about observing and going, oh, okay, I'll do this. I mean, so, you're not gay any less. I've been called the gayest straight dude ever. I've had people call me that. Family and friends. And gay friends. So I was on this anybody know what Big Morning Buzz is? It was one of those VH1 shows. Maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Was it 4? Yeah, it was like 4 or 5 years ago. They called me and said, hey, we have this morning show called Big Morning Buzz. It's on VH1. It's like 3 or 4 hosts, and it is a morning talk show. One of them was Brandy's sister, and there was a country guy. It's like pop stars that I don't know. I really don't know who they are, nor do I care. So they call me and say, hey, we're having a Halloween episode. Actually, I know how long ago this was. It was like 8 or 9 years ago. And you'll know why in a second. Oh, Jim's in here. Where's Jim? What's up, Jim? So I'm on this show, Big Morning Buzz, and it's a Halloween episode, and I think it was actually Halloween morning, and they wanted magicians, and I knew all of them. They were all my colleagues and friends that I had done shows with. Um, yeah, I had gigged, I think, with all of them except for one, and the guy I didn't gig with, we knew each other. All of us were professional magicians in some way, shape, or form. Um, and I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. It sounds great. So then it gets canceled. Guess why? Hurricane Sandy takes out a large part of New York City. If you weren't here, it was pretty serious. I mean, Rockaway Beach and all these areas got really hammered hard. I mean, it was bad, 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 bad. That was it. They canceled it, blah, 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 done. And I'm like, whatever, forget it. Fast forward 2 months later, I get a call. Hey, we're doing it again. It's going to be in December. It's not a Halloween thing anymore. And I'm like, all right, cool. And they're like, all right, cool. So you're going to show up. You got to get there kind of early at 6:30. We're going to go over how the contest works. Huh? Contest? I don't do contests. I don't do magic contests. What are you talking about? And they go, oh, no, no, no. It's lighthearted. Okay, what does that mean? Well, there's 4 of you, and it's going to be a contest like The Voice, except magic, and these guys are going to judge you. But it's not about winning, it's about having fun. And I'm like, I don't like contests, and I don't like entering a contest unless I actually want to win it. To me, there's no point to passively enter a contest. So I'm kind of like, So I call my buddy up who's he's doing it too. And he's like, just do it, who cares? And he convinced me. I kind of wanted to hang out with him and some of the people and whatever. He was right. I was like, yeah, I'm making a big deal out of this. Just show up and do it. And I was going to do on the show my magic that involved ventriloquism. I throw my voice. I'm not going to do it now. My voice is a little weak because of the weekend. So, that was the act I was going to do. So I got there and okay. So first of all, I was like, what am I going to wear? I have a couple looks. One of them is like just this. And the other one is the tuxedo. But I like white. I like wearing all white. I don't like traditional tuxedos. I like white tuxedos. I like 70s formal wear. So I was like, all right. So I brought a couple things to wear. I had a couple things that I brought just in case. And I wanted to see what everybody else was wearing. And yeah, so I got there. And one of the guys is a sword swallower, a really famous one. And he had a red suit on. Very bold and bright. It looks like a performing out. It looks like a performing outfit. The other guy has a black suit on, and he has a pretty assistant with him, and they're doing a magic bit with she gets tied up and they cover it. It's a long wind. It's hard to explain. It's a famous kind of an old-fashioned trick that uses another person. And then the other guy does magic, but he was going to do like a mind reading bit with one of the girls, and he was dressed in what I call fake rock and roll. He had like a leathery pleated kind of pant, spiky hair. The guy does not listen to rock and roll. Nice guy, but he is not rock and roll. And I remember I saw his show, and he had a rock moment, and they were playing hip hop. That's not rock and roll. Not from where I come from. I take my rock and roll very seriously. So I'm looking at everybody, and I'm like, I'm going to go tats out leather vest that I've had for 20 years that's rotten, and my jeans that are rotting, which is what I was wearing. I was like, that's what I'm going to wear. I was like, all right. And then I was like, all right, what am I going to say? So I remember the sword swallower guy came out, and they were grossed out by it. And people are grossed out by it. Even if you're not gross, the idea grosses them out. The other guy did the act, the magic. It went well. And then it was me, and then it was the mind reading guy with the not real rock and roll look, which I call store-bought rock. I mean, my stuff's not store-bought. It's 20 years of touring and wearing it and rotten sweat mixed in with it. So Joel says it's not. No, it's about winning. Yeah, I agree. I'm like, if I'm here, I'm going to win. I don't like to lose. So I'm like, what am I going to say? So I was like, all right. So I remember this. Like, this seems like yesterday, even though it was like 8 or 9 years ago. The dressing rooms were up on, like, I don't know, a different floor. And there was a spiral staircase that went down to the actual TV studio for VH1. And no, I do not do sword swallowing. Yes. And my boots. Always. Yes, Jim, you know. So I'm up there and I'm like, oh, it's my turn. And they're like, Cardone. And I'm like, I walk down the steps. As I'm walking down the steps, I knew I won. I was like, I win. I could tell by how they reacted to me. They were like, they didn't, I guess to them, I didn't look like a magic guy. And they were really puzzled at what I was going to do. They were like, what's he going to do? Oh my God. And I remember I was like, all right, folks, I'm going to show you something you ain't never seen. This is something new. You've never seen this live. You might have heard about it. And then I did my act. And I won. I knew it. I mean, I knew it. I could tell how they reacted to my dress. I think my outfit is what got them. I mean, the act probably got them. But I'm being dead honest. I think what I wore is what made me win. So I think everybody, my point of all of this is throughout my life, I've been pretty good at seeing situations like this and seeing a clear path to what's needed to win. One day I'm going to tell people how I win raffles. I'm very good at winning raffles. It sounds kind of crazy and impossible. I have a technique. And it's not even cheating. Well, I don't know. It depends how you define that, but I also stole a mug from the VH1 thing. I admit it. I was having coffee in there in the dressing room, and they had these beautiful VH1 mugs that, like, the wide fatties that said Big Morning Buzz. And I was like, I ain't getting paid to be on this shit. I'm taking a mug. And they had stacks of them. I'm sure they didn't care. Yeah, the outfit sealed the deal. And it's also, the outfit is what they saw first. Before they heard me, they saw me coming down the steps. And I think they were just like, whoa, who's this guy? He looks like he rolled out of the streets. And I'm very, if you have a system, it's cheating. Yeah, especially if it's gambling. Yeah, it's all right. So, I mean, honestly, I believe, like, for me, it's all about authenticity. And it's funny because the Carny world, you'd think, isn't authentic. They're selling at the carnival fantasy world of nonsense and fun. And, but to me, the real carnies and the real showmen and the real show folk are authentic. And they are what they say they are. They're real life superheroes. When you come from that, you are what you say you are. You're a mystic, a wizard, a magician. Like, we really do these things. And I think when you're, like, in a contest setting, they can feel authenticity. To me, that's what you're selling. That's what they want to feel you as a person communicating. And to me, that's what it is. Yeah, forbidden knowledge. Well, that's what a Carny is selling, in a sense. If you read anything Anton LaVey would ever say about the carnival, yeah, they're selling sexy energy. You know, they had the tent with the girls. They would sell fortune telling, which is a mysterious divination tool. They had the fun house, the haunted house, things to tease your emotions, junk food to tease your palate, music, the calliope, dangerous animals in a trailer that you can go see. And then they would have the the one-offs, the single-os, the single attractions, the headless woman, the Coney Island has, they used to have the world's largest rat and the headless woman and all those things. You're selling this weird, forbidden world of strange and amazing. And the people selling it, to me, are the most authentic people in the world. And, yeah, you'd think they wouldn't be. But the thing about the Carny is they got good at observing the general populace. And they live on the road, and they live where they work, and the people come through, and then they leave. So when you're involved in carnival, or a modern Carny would be a touring musician, or a touring variety artist, you get really good at observing how people respond and react to what you're selling them. And the smart ones pay attention and are able to do it better every time. They start to be able to predict what people like, want. You've been to the carnival, the guesser. Yeah, you can't get those fixes at home. I mean, think about this, folks. So how powerful and important the circus was 50 to 100 years ago. It's the only time your hometown in the middle of nowhere had a zoo, had people from other countries, had people speaking different languages, had different food items. It's the only time in your little crappy town in the Midwest somewhere this world from another world shows up to party with you and to let you in there just for a little bit. It's very serious. Oh, there it is. The rat was a nutria. Yes, yeah, right. It is a little bit of BS. P.T. Barnum. So yeah, P.T. Barnum, there's a sucker born every minute, which is a song in the show Barnum. P.T. Barnum never said that. And in fact, P.T. Barnum never, he didn't look down on his people, his customers. He actually looked up to them and thought they were important. And he thought, look, if you're going to scam somebody at the sideshow, you got to do it in a manner that's so good they enjoy being scammed. That's it. You go in, you're like, man, they just scammed me, but that was kind of fun. And then you make your buddy go. That's a carnival. That's a Carny. That's Carny thinking. And that's P.T. Barnum. Yeah. Dude, Carny life is great. I mean, if I was in a different situation, I would have been that guy. I get it. And I've been around many of the really old school. Now, Amanda is in here. She parties at Coney Island, and she knows a lot about Sideshow. Amanda, did you ever get to hang out with Ward Hall or Bobby Reynolds? They were old school carnival workers, showmen, and Bobby Reynolds had the museum out at Coney Island for a while. Bill Yon, when you were a little boy, did you go to the Shriner Circus? Because where I grew up, that Shriner Circus was my favorite day of the year. My mama and I would drive there. Mom, I don't know if you remember, and Yvette, I don't know if you did this. We would when the circus would show up and load in, we would go watch, like they did hundreds of years ago. We'd watch the elephants come off the trucks and them loading in, and it was pure magic. And I used to go to the circus multiple times. It was really cheap, $1-2 on matinees, and then it was cheap. And we had a really good venue. We had a Shriner Hall with a big venue, and it was the Shriner Circus. And I have such crystal clear memories of some of the acts that I saw from 40 years ago. I saw them. I still remember them. They still do it in Cumberland. No kidding. Wow, that's great. I really, I love the circus. I like elephants in the circus. I like it all. I do think, the animal stuff got a little serious. But I have friends that have done Ringling and all the circuses, and they will say the animals are taken pretty darn good care of, especially in Ringling. Yes, there are. Yeah, Gibtown. Yeah, Gibtown. Gibtown is a big deal. At least in the old days, that's where they used to hang out in the winter. That was winter quarters. There's still Carnies there. Ward Hall, until he died, lived there. Yeah, pretty cool. I got to perform with Ward Hall many times, a handful of times. So my thing in the circus that I loved, I always liked the Lion and Tiger act. Not just the act, but how fast they would set that massive system up. That blew my mind. Of course, yeah, we went the day before they opened. Yeah, we always did. Now, my other favorite thing about the circus is it was the only time of year where the vendors in the circus would be there, and they would sell the things I like. Rubber sharks, rubber alligators, rubber Frankenstein, rubber mummy, latex rubber, all made in either Hong Kong or Taiwan. And I still remember the guys that would sell these rubber toys. You could smell it. It had such a strong smell of rubber. You smelled elephant shit, popcorn, cotton candy, and rubber. And those are the greatest aromas I can remember as a childhood. I can smell it. It's such a great, great time. Yep. That Gibtown is where they would all go and they still, some of them do go there. And they do trading. They trade equipment and, very cool. All right, folks. Wow. Oh, yeah, Francis, find that photo. Yeah, mama. Oh, my God. I do have that picture. Hold on. I might know where it is. Give me 1 second.
Hey, Carny! What do you want? Something funny going on. You better check. Oh, yeah. Hurry up. Hey, Carny! What do you want?
I can't find it. I just saw it somewhere. Yes, I have the photo. Man, where is it? I literally just saw that stupid photo. It's adorable. I'm like 7 or 8 and I got a little chimp. I remember that chimp looked drugged. I don't know if you remember, Mama, but that shrimp looked like... I think they gave him a sedative or something, because they just put this little chimp on my lap, and I was just like, oh. I mean, I still remember holding it and how magical it was. Yeah, they'll let you take a picture with a chimpanzee. Folks. Yeah, I'll post it when I find it. Yeah, thank you, William. I had a good time tonight. I didn't really plan an episode. I've been so busy. I'm trying to do a Wednesday episode. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it yet. And the reason is because of the bikini contest. Oh, look, see, I'm getting messages now. I've been so busy, folks. Anybody out there, I hope everybody's starting to catch up on the work that they missed. Right now, where I live is vibrant and it's a beach town, and people are surfing and swimming and partying, and I am involved in it because I'm doing these shows out here, so I'm extremely busy. And I'm also busy because where I live, everybody's visiting me now. This is visit Cardone season because where I live and how convenient it is to the beach, and I have no complaints. I love it. I love people visiting me. I like hanging out on the beach with friends, and I do like showing it around. So let's see. I might have a Wednesday show. I don't know yet. It's July 30th. Yeah, I don't know yet. I might not do the show just because I have to get ready for the bikini show. And I'm promoting. I was going to talk about that tonight. Old school promoting, handing flyers out like these, walking up to somebody and going, hey man, take a flyer. My first job in New York City was handing out flyers. I did it one night and quit. I had to hand out flyers. At the bottom, there was a code. if they showed up to the party with my code, I got, I think I got $5. It was like 20 to get in or 10 to get in, and I got a $5. And so at the end of the night, I remember I handed flyers out all night, and they like added it up, and it was $25. And I had worked for a long time, and I was just like, oh, I can't work that hard for 20. I could have panhandled and done this all night and made more than that. And that's why I was like, out. Yeah, Ruth, get out here. Party it up. I'm telling you, it's kind of wild and fun. And relaxing too. Yeah. Folks, I had a blast tonight. I thank each and every one of you. If you're new here, please just hit that like and subscribe. I'm getting close to that 1,000 mark. Once I hit the 1,000, I'm monetized. And also, anybody that donates to the show, it all goes in the show. I'm doing this show, and I've got good equipment because I've got donors. And people donate $5, $10, $20. I've had people give me hundreds of dollars. Whatever. I don't care. If someone gives me $5, that is amazing, and it goes right in the show. It doesn't sit around, and I don't spend it on crap. Yeah. So, well, what's it say? Me too. I'll bring coffee over and hang. Yeah. Well, eventually, I'd love to hang with everybody in here that I've never actually hung out with, because we have a great group here. I really don't do this. I would never do this show if I didn't have a live audience like this. And I'm not saying that just to say it. Everybody in here is really fun and has great things to say. And we all like to learn about weird little nuances and then apply the knowledge, right? That's what we're here for. And keep reading. Read the philosophy. Read books. Keep your head filled and keep adding to your knowledge. And also, the big one, talk about it. Talk about it with your friends. Once it's here, you got to start sharing it. Because, dude, philosophy, when I started learning philosophy, I really realized you can't just read philosophy and then that's that. You got to read it and then reflect upon it. You got to tell your buddy. You got to write an essay. You got to share thoughts. You got to compare and contrast. And that's how you learn. And on that note, my name is Cardone. This was episode 78. Wow, 2 more and we're at 80. This is nuts. And I'm a happy camper, and I'm glad you're all here. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to take us out. Thank you, Dan. Yeah, dude, Dan P came up to party with his lady, and did we not have fun? And that's the first time we formally hung out. I think we definitely crossed paths before in the rock scene. We had a blast. Yeah, I'm going to check out. I'm going to put on my exit trailer. And thank you, everybody. Have a good time this week. And if I don't see you Wednesday or Friday, I'll be back here next Monday. I promise. I love doing this too much. Party on, Wayne.